Welcome, welcome everyone. I am Miss Bliss. Welcome to Journey to Bliss. And we actually have a wonderful guest tonight, Winter. If you guys remember, oh wait, there's that echo. Hold on. Let's get rid of the echo. Let's see where's the echo coming from. Hold on. All right, I think I found it. Sometimes when I'm streaming on other platforms, I get that little bit of an echo. I think I got it. All right, I don't hear it anymore. All right, now let's go back to where we were. If you guys remember from back in 2023, Winter was on the channel back then with Diana Pharr and two other students. And her focus is she's a doula. She does breath work also. She teaches breath work. And Winter, I want you to take the opportunity to just introduce yourself because I don't want to screw it up.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Such a pleasure to be here. Yeah, my name is Winter, and I am a doula as well as a breast specialist, and I work in wellness. hmm
Nice, nice, nice. Wonderful, wonderful. And so I want before we get started with discussing some of the things that Winter offers, the brother Oyi, Sifu Oyi's son, would like me to notice you guys a little advertisement here. So there's the number. You can actually no, you're not going to text love. You're going to text fruit. But that's the phone number 404-999-4251. And I'm going to show you guys a little bit of a video that he's promoting here. If you guys are interested, if you want fruit. Live the life that you have dreamed. This is my golden hour. I'm turning pain to power. I am an alchemist. I'm passionate about how I live. This is my golden hour. I'm turning pain to power. I am an alchemist and I'm passionate. It's hard to see. So you're gonna text. You're not gonna text love or reset. You're gonna text fruit if you're interested in some of the fruit that of the video that I just showed you. So you're gonna text again. This is Oyi's son, who comes with me on the show on Saturday. If you guys are interested, text him the word fruit, and he will communicate with you more about what fruit he's offering and what other services he's offering in connection to that fruit. All right, there we go. So now back to everything else. We are here with Winter. I'm scrolling at the bottom of the page, her website, so that you guys would know how to reach out to her and how to know more about her services. Um, I wanted to ask you about being a doula, Winter. How long have you been a doula?
Wow. Since 2012, so it's been a little while now.
That's a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. So wait, exactly what is a doula? Because I know we have a death doula, we have a birth doula. Are there any other types of doulas out there? And
hmm
what does it mean to be a doula?
Yeah, and there's a postpartum doula as well. And so we offer emotional and physical support to families and mothers that are expecting. Yeah, and in terms of birthing, we help during during the whole maternity period. So when a mother finds out that she's pregnant, and then she's like, okay, who's going to support me? We can help with the stages of pregnancy, and then also preparing her for the birth of the baby, and what that looks like, what that feels like emotionally, all of those things. And then when it's showtime, we're there when she's pushing, and even if it's a cesarean C-section, we could be there as well. And then once the baby has arrived, we help with breastfeeding if that's what the mother or the parent chooses to do. That early bonding, and also postpartum, those days after, when the family is adjusting to having a newborn and what that looks like day to day, we assist with that as well.
Nice, nice. So I'm getting the impression, is it mostly for first timers, or if it's a mother who's working on her third child, do you guys, or a couple where it's their third or fourth child, do you work with them also? Is it more like for a person who's first time expecting?
First time expecting is definitely a need, but also mothers that have had, children before, they really already understand the benefit, because they've been through it, and they also need the support. Sometimes a mother might have a toddler, and having a toddler and then a newborn can can you have your hands full. You have your hands full, and um, so we can come in and assist a mother that's had previous birthing experience that had some trauma or challenges, that they don't want to have again. They would seek us out as well. Mhm.
Nice, nice. You know what it kind of reminds me of? When you kind of see like in the setting in Africa, and you have the women that come into the household when the child is born, and the women are there like helping the mother, get acclimated and get settled in, and so that it's a much more calmer experience for her. Because I mean, let's be honest, bringing a whole new being into your life and into the household, who's up crying at night and needs all these things, and then you still have to do your regular house duties, your regular chores, and who knows, some women I know are going back to work after 1 month
Mhm.
having the baby. And I remember it before, it was 3 months.
Mhm.
So all of this is a lot to take on emotionally and mentally, and it could be very stressful and overwhelming. And especially, so if I have it correctly, the postpartum, is it postpartum sadness or something like that, that kicks in after the child is born?
Mhm. Yeah, it can be considered like the baby blues, just that period of adjustment, that period of um, you can call it a grief, if you will, like just letting, especially if it's your first time and you haven't, experienced being a parent before, and it's like, okay, the part of you that is no longer, uh, because you've stepped into this new role, um, that can just bring up just emotions that get to be processed. And yeah, and to your point about in Africa in the village, right? Like um, a lot of times families here don't have that, right? They don't have that support. They don't have the village. I'm based in New York, and so are you, Bliss. But a lot of times people here leave their families, in other countries, in other states, and they meet their partners here, and then they start their families. So sometimes it can just be the two of them, and that's it, and it's hard. Sometimes a mother might elect to have a baby on their own, right? Without a partner. And so that's equally or as hard.
Good luck for those single mamas who decide to have that baby on their own, because I know a couple of single mothers, and it's they in my opinion, they do require a lot of support from the community of women, if there's no father around, or the other
Mhm.
side of the partnership in a relationship, because it's a lot. She's doing all of the work. So yeah, I can't even imagine. I can't even
Yeah.
imagine. I want to greet everyone here. Good evening, Mrs. Tate. How are you? How are you? Peace, peace, pretty kitty cat. How are you ladies doing this evening? Peace. Good people do exist. Yes, they do, honey. I love your name. How are you, Carolyn? Greetings, beautiful souls. Y'all go and
Hi,
follow
Carolyn.
Carolyn on her YouTube channel, Tea Time and Dolls, all her crafts and creativities. Girl, I'm feeling good. How are you feeling this evening, Winter?
I'm
How's your day?
good. It was good. It was a good day. I'm grateful. Hi, Carolyn.
Hey, Carolyn. How are you, Carolyn? Yes. I remember Winter. Do you remember? Yes, it was a while ago when she was on. Actually, Carolyn was on with you.
Ah, okay.
Yes, yes, with
Okay.
Diana Pharr. It was like 2023, I think. That's my memory, y'all. Don't get me to go taking the herbs from memories. Okay. Welcome, Winter. Yes,
Oh, thank
yes.
you.
Good evening, family. Hey, Cynthia. How you doing? Good to see you, Cynthia. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, guys. So I also I want to, before we jump on to breath work, I want to show you look as I wasn't on. Oh, you wasn't on with Winter? Were you ever on the channel then back then in 2023, like 2 years ago? I remember you being on for something, but maybe it wasn't that. Child, now you showing my real memory, okay? Winter was like, you have a good memory. All right, okay, there you go. See, it's not perfect, but it's there. It's there. All right, I want to show you guys Winter's website. It's scrolling at the bottom, but if you go on the website, you're gonna see some very interesting things and some information in regards to the services that she offers. And I just want to share it with you guys because I just thought it was absolutely beautiful to share. So here's the website. Oops, that's OE. Sorry about that. Here's the website. And Winter, is that your phone number where they could reach you at the top?
Yes, they can reach me there.
Okay, so that's the phone number. It's nurturing families, supporting healthy employers, healthy living, and honoring faith. And then you have all of the little tabs underneath there. And here's what I really, really did like. Here is the mission statement that's listed on the website. So it says, I'm going to read it to you guys. I know some of you guys like people to read to you, so I don't mind reading to y'all. So our mission is to provide holistic, compassionate support to families, businesses, and organizations across New York City, New Jersey, and Long Island with a global reach. We are dedicated to empowering expectant and new parents through childbirth, education, doula support, and wellness guidance while respecting diverse faiths, which is very important, y'all, and backgrounds. Through our health and wellness programs initiatives, we help organizations foster a culture of health and resilience, focusing on stress reduction. Child, I could use the stress reduction packet right there. Emotional well-being and self-care for leaders and employees by partnering with businesses to create inclusive, supportive environments, including comprehensive maternity leave policies. That was just what we were talking about, the how you get, some people get 1 month off. So
Mm-hmm.
that's very interesting. We aim to ensure that individuals thrive physically, emotionally, and spiritually, both at home and at the workplace. I love that mission statement. I think it's one
Yeah.
point for a lot of things. It's important for not just only our communities but other communities. So I love that. The second thing I wanted to share with you guys on her website is the services that is offered. So it's a birthing doula. So now y'all know what a birthing doula is. So it's from childbirth to childbirth classes. Mm. Children's storybooks. Oh, I love that. So at the bottom, y'all, it says children's book, Tiffany's Day of Seven Magical. Woo! So wait, is that book on the website when they click on?
And when they click on that link, it will take them to Amazon where they can purchase the book, as well as there should be an events section. There will be story time coming up this spring summer. So live story time telling It's wonderful. It's
Oh
wonderful.
my God.
Yeah.
Listen, I love story time for adults too. I know this is for children, y'all, but y'all got to get into y'all childlike character.
Yeah.
Sit down around the fire outside and let some. And I read stories. Listen, I have dated men, and I would read to them, and they love it.
Yeah.
So I read to other family members. Like in a group setting, especially like if we're under the medicine or anything. You can do like a nice story that sort of like captures their imagination and just lets them go into a zone,
Mm.
because it's part of your creativity, and I think it's just beautiful. Yes, storytelling. I'm all about storytelling. So children's storybooks, children's story time, coaching, employee well-being, healthcare providers, interfaith doula services, maternity leave support, maternity services, mind, body, spirit approach, birth, new parents, newborn care. Ooh, that's a good one, newborn care, because I remember, yeah, when I had my first one, child, I didn't even know how to. I ain't even gonna start. Like it's a whole care, and they're so tiny. It's the littlest thing, like clipping their fingernails. You would
Oh
not
yeah.
use.
Don't do it. Just don't.
And you would be surprised how many people are trying that, because they're like, okay, so it's fingernails, but they don't know you can't use the same clippers that you use for yourself that you would use for a child. So
Use a file. Use a file because it's
exactly,
dangerous pulling out those.
exactly. Newborn care. That's so funny. It's little things like that, and also how you properly clean them, especially around the belly button area,
Mhm.
like all of that. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's important. Parent-child bonding. Okay, so I got a question about that. So the bonding for the women obviously would be, especially during the time when she's nursing. Is there any type of coaching for bonding for the dad, or do we like? Is it not like a big as important as the mom?
Oh, it's so important. It's so important to hold the baby close and, to spend that quality time with the baby. And it can look it essentially looks like everything that the mother is doing. I mean, unless, not breastfeeding, at least not yet. But not breastfeeding. But bottle feeding, if that's an option. But aside from that, like everything that the mother, changing the diapers, soothing the baby, holding the baby, talking to the baby, like just doing all the things. But it's very important. Most of the time, the response from partners that I've experienced is, them waiting or being more interested when the baby is showing like reactions, like when the baby starts to smile and when the baby can, that's when like sometimes the partners are really like, okay, now things are happening, right? But it's okay in the beginning when the baby is really just eating, sleeping, and pooping to to still be just
Yeah.
as engaged because um it's important and it really sets the foundation for the bonding.
Yes, that's typical. Most men, they want to see progress, they want to see action, so
Mhm.
that is, especially when the first steps in the first word, it's like that is a
Yeah.
big deal. So they like to see progress and movement. So I get it. I
Yeah.
get it. I get it. So yeah, so parent child bonding, partnerships with businesses. Now, what is that about, partnerships with businesses? Can you explain that?
So that ties into the wellness and the breath work, the meditation, mindfulness, things like that. Partnering with businesses so that they can better some support their employees. With stress management, and then so that also crosses over if you have employees that are expecting or if you have employees that have just given birth. But if that isn't the case, then you just want to focus on having better productivity, and uh, better productivity and a work culture that supports holistic well-being. Oh, you're muted.
Y'all, I done muted myself. Okay, Carolyn said she was never on. Okay, you was never on. Okay, Carolyn, you a natural. I just want to say that by the way, my dear. You're just a natural. Okay. Peace, Pranu. How are you? Yes. Brothers and sisters, welcome. Pranu has children, y'all. He's probably bonded with all those children. I feel like Pranu is for a man. He's from comparing to like what I've seen other men. He's very good with his children. In my opinion, because I love to see men who get involved with their children and make sure that they follow up with the children. How are things going? And they introduce new things to their children. Because I know a lot of men who want to wait until the child reaches a certain age because
Mm-hmm.
in their mind the mother should handle the child when it's much younger.
Right.
But look, Pranu, he says thanks. You're welcome, Pranu. You're welcome. All right, so the list. Okay, so physical and emotional wellness. Yes, yes, yes. Emotional wellness, we discussed that too, especially with
Mm-hmm.
the sadness and everything. Physical, the how do I say this? So like, after a woman brings out a big old baby, sometimes 7, 8, 9 pounds, there is some type of physical healing that needs to partake because there could be stitches, there's soreness, there's a lot of
Yeah.
physical, things are fixed, physically moved around and shifted. So this being can come, when you think about it, it's like, woo!
Yeah.
So do you want to say anything about that? Like, what's the process with that? Because I was with a lot of older women, and they would give me little tips like wear a girdle, afterwards to put everything back, and that if you're nursing or breastfeeding a baby, that helps to put the stomach of the wound, all these little
Mm-hmm.
tips. And but I also know girlfriends who were not around those older women and they didn't know, and so they just they were winging it, and I noticed there was a difference. So do you
Yeah.
notice a difference, or do you guys recommend anything?
Yeah, yeah. So just as you mentioned, the breastfeeding, helping the uterus contract, right, to go back to pre-pregnancy size. So it pretty much shrinks back. And breastfeeding definitely helps that process along like tremendously. And so yeah, excuse me. And then the girdle. So like yes, that helps to support that area, right? And then like physically and emotionally, right? Because for those 9 months or however long, the baby has taken up that space in the body, right? And the body has stretched and to accommodate the growth of the baby. And then so once the baby is born, there is this maybe say like an empty feeling, right? Like that space is now available and supporting that, right? Bringing that in, closing that space, holding that space with a girdle or there are belly bindings, there's wraps, there's different things that can be used that that are breathable material, things like that. So it's helpful.
Yes, 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 yep. Those are just some of the tips that I receive, and I received a lot more. But like I said, I know a lot of women who did not have that type of support. But that's part of having a community there for you, to
Mhm.
the support that we need when we're having a child. What else do we have on the list? So we have other services, postpartum care, prayer during pregnancy. Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm a praying woman right here. So yes.
Okay.
I agree with that. And
And that's across faiths, and that's it's not my job isn't to go in and say like, oh, you need to say this prayer. No, it's the prayers that you're praying. It's what you already do, and that's bringing it in into your pregnancy if you don't already do it into the birthing process. It's
Yes, yes,
using the tools that you already have.
yes. Praying. Let me tell you, y'all. If y'all praying in any religion, even if y'all praying in another language, is that okay? If they pray in another
Yeah,
language,
yeah. Listen, I mean, I'd love to know what it is. Please share with me. But, but yes, please, please, please
yes.
do.
Yes, yes, yes. No, I agree. I love it. I really do believe in praying over the child when the child is coming into this world, because that is like a protection energy for the child, and
Mhm.
it's you're also providing the child. Even though people think that babies lack like a understanding of what's going on around them, you would be surprised of how when they're little, the things that we do that is really like, you know, it's affecting them, you
Mhm.
know. Like, you know, I would hear things like saying like, you know, if the father's not treating the mother well, if they're arguing, if the mother is sad, all of this affects her while she's pregnant. All of that energy is transferred to her. So if you're praying and you're saying all the blessings and sending all the peace and all the abundance and love to the child feels that.
Mhm. Mhm. And they say there's that the body keeps the score, right? There's that, right? And then the baby is a part of the body for that time being, right? For those 9 months or however long, that the baby is a part of her body. They're sharing a body. And so if our body keeps the score just on a regular basis.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Look at Pranu. Pranu, you want me to bring your daughter on? Absolutely. Bring her on. I know your daughter, you said she wrote a book. I think it was an integration book, right? Or was it no, it wasn't integration. I forgot. Remind me what it is. Let me know. I would love to have her on. Oh, look at Carolyn says, hi to you, Pranu. Peace and blessings. All right, Earth Goat Tress Hebrew. Do you pray in Hebrew? Do you speak Hebrew? I do pray in other languages. I do feel like it's important to say prayers. Also, a book on shadow work. Child, don't get me started
Ooh.
on shadow work. We all could
Well, what
use
is that? Yes.
yes,
What is that
shadow
book?
work. So that's like when you're dealing with your shadow self, you know,
Yeah.
which is a lot of us are hiding behind the shadow, hiding behind the mask,
Yeah.
struggling with being authentic and being real and being ourselves. So
Yes, I'd like to read that book.
yes,
Thank you.
yes, yes. You see that, Pranu? You better tell your daughter to call me. Bring her on. I'm down. I'm down. All right. So the other services, prayer into birthing process and
Mm.
support groups. So you recommend other support groups also, right?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm. Absolutely.
I'm telling you, I just love
Absolutely.
this whole book reading. Child, you don't know, you got me going on that one. I'm like that I'm just like I'll read.
The
I love books. I love reading books, and this children's book,
I
I
have
think
it right here. Yeah,
you
it's
have it right there.
amazing.
Hold
Yeah,
on,
it's
wait,
a
hold on. Let me
children's
let me
book.
let me zoom in on you and put the cover up there. Oh, Day of Seven Magical Moments. Wow. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So how is it a thick? It's not thick, right? It's like kind of thin.
It's not thick. No, it's on Amazon. It's available on Kindle. So just it's a free downloadable app. You can pull it up. It encompasses breath work, activities for the whole family. There is a cooking recipe inside. Um, just a way to really engage.
Nice cooking recipe. Y'all can stir the pot, stir the pot.
Yeah.
Wait, okay. Earth goat tress. I've been learning Hebrew because it's the original language of the Bible, and supposedly the language creates powerful energy waves.
Mm.
Really? So, I've learned Aramaic, which is supposedly the language that Jesus Christ spoke to his disciples. So I would love to know what your opinion is about that. I think if you're praying over a baby in Hebrew, I love the idea, y'all. I love
Yes.
the idea because they'll bring in a whole priest when you're on the deathbed, when you think about that, when you're leaving
Mm-hmm.
this
Yeah.
this place, this plane, this earth, they bring in someone, and then I think, don't they even ask you what type of
Mm-hmm.
religion you
Yeah.
want to, but when you bring in the baby, you're in the hospital and nobody
No.
that just dawned on me.
No, they don't. They don't ask that.
Wow. Wow. Thank you very much. Thank you for, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna let all my brothers and sisters know this. Yes, absolutely. I think that's a wonderful, wonderful thing to do. So the other services that you offer is breath work,
Yeah.
showing people how to breathe.
Yes. Breath work. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's included in the doula work, and it's included because that's important. Breathing when you're pushing,
Oh,
and it's included in wellness in general for everyone. Um,
nice,
so
nice. So, I tried to do breathing doing birth, but Winter, I'm going to be honest with you, it was so damn hard. and
yeah,
in between the pain and all everything else that's going on, and the environment when you're having a baby, I didn't know at that time, but I know now, the environment when you're having a baby is so important. And so I think that's why I struggle with being able to, like, maintaining the breath
mm,
during birth. So do you have any recommendations, anything? Do you want to do like maybe a breathing session with us?
yeah, yes, I do. I definitely recommend that. That if you know a, a person is expecting to practice breath work and just get the body and the mind physically ready. There's classes for that. I'm here for that. And then working with children, young children, the story times, they help teaching them to connect with their
Mhm.
breath as well. And right now we can do an exercise, excuse me, really quick, nothing too long. So let me take some more water.
Okay. Oh, I got a comment from Earth Goat Tress. Hold on. Yes, Aramaic may be even better. I think it precedes Hebrew. You know what?
Mm,
I didn't do any research on. I never even really thought about if it precedes Hebrew. That's interesting. That's interesting. So yeah, so maybe I'll look into a little bit of Hebrew too. Y'all don't criticize me now because my pronunciations and everything while I'm trying to learn. It's a work in progress, y'all. I am a work in progress.
we
So
are
there,
all a work in
we
progress.
are all a work in progress. You're right about that. You're right about that. Um, okay, so let's do a breathing exercise.
Yeah. So go ahead and settle in. You can close your eyes or have them as a soft gaze. It's up to you. Feeling connected to your seat. Having your feet connected to the floor. I want you to go ahead and squeeze your toes tight, 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 and relax those. And squeeze your sit bones, your butt tight, 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 and relax. Squeeze your hands tight, 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 and relax. Squeeze your shoulders up to your ears tight, 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 and relax. Just settling in, breathing, bringing your awareness inwards towards your seat. Notice your belly as it rises and falls with every breath. Inhale, expand the belly wide. Exhale, contract the navel towards the spine. Keep doing that with your breath, expanding the belly wide with the inhale, contracting the navel towards the spine with the exhale. And breathe through the nose. Keep breathing, inhaling and exhaling. Now, as you breathe, notice the inhale starting from the root, from the seat, rising all the way up the spine till it reaches the tops of the shoulders. And then exhale, allowing everything to fall back down towards the seat. That's one inhale all the way up towards the shoulders. And then exhaling it all out towards the seat. Again, a nice big breath from the seat all the way up the back. And then all the way down the exhale. All the way up with the inhale. And then all the way down to the seat with the exhale. Again, all the way up with the inhale towards the tops of the shoulders, and then all the way down towards the seat with the exhale. Allowing the breath to travel up the back and then back down the back. Inhaling, expanding the belly wide, contracting the navel towards the spine with the exhale. Keep going. Keep breathing. Inhaling all the way up the spine. Exhaling all the way down to the seat. Expanding the belly with every inhale. Contracting the navel towards the spine with every exhale. Again, inhaling all the way up the spine to the shoulders. And then exhaling all the way down to the seat. And inhaling, expanding the belly wide. Exhaling, contracting the navel towards the spine. Inhaling all the way up the spine from the seat, reaching the shoulders, and exhaling all the way down to the feet. Exhaling through the feet. And just breathing here. Now releasing any patterns, coming to your normal breath, normal rhythm. And when you're ready, I invite you to open your eyes. You're muted, Miss Bliss. Thank you so much.
Sorry, it's another world. You know, when you're doing the breathing exercises, and then you're sitting here, and then you're focusing on you and your instructions, you start to realize little things that's going on with you and around you that you didn't necessarily notice before. So, for example, I could feel like as I was breathing, it was almost as if like my brain was receiving more air than usual. So I could feel like a pulsing.
Mm,
Is that normal?
there are so many experiences to be had when we tune in and allow our bodies that space to speak to us.
Mhm,
Oof.
mhm, mhm.
Yes, it's normal.
It is. So I'm like, wow. I feel like this pulsing, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is like crazy. And like, little things like this shoulder's open, so I could feel like the cool air. And then on this one, I'm like, I didn't even notice that really. Like I'm just like, geez, I was getting dressed, getting ready for the show. And when you really sit quiet, you notice all these little intricate details that's going on, within
Mhm.
you. Look,
Yeah.
oh. Look at that. You got like the hearts. Oh, thank you.
Oh.
Unconditional. Pernue, you like that? Yeah. You know what else too? I felt more at peace.
Mm.
And I want to compliment you on your voice and the way that you communicated the instructions, because just from the calmness and the way that you speak, it helped to keep me calm, because I've been in
Mm.
some of them, and some people, they're a little bit more, I don't want to say military, but it's sometimes like it comes across like a barking at the people kind of instructions. And I guess that's just the way that they are. But your voice is very soothing and very
Thank
calm. So
you.
I
Thank
appreciate that. So it helped me transition into this space more easily. And I can imagine like doing that. Now, I don't know how many brothers and sisters in here take any psychedelics, but I could imagine doing that in a room, with the psychedelics, which totally changes a lot of things in your environment. So a lot of people are doing the breath work, but a lot of folk are struggling with the breath work while they're under the psychedelics. Because, the psychedelics is so many things going on besides,
Mm.
just noticing a little intricate. You could be seeing things, you could be hearing things,
Mhm.
and staying calm in the breath works is extremely important for that journey.
Let's do it, Miss Bliss.
Yes!
Let's do it.
I know my brothers and sisters in here is down. I do have some people who do the brother Pernue, the sister Cynthia. Yes, yes. If you guys have experienced psychedelics before, if you've done breath work before, what is your opinion? What are your comments? Is there anything you want to share? Whether it's something you feel was positive, or something you feel that wasn't as positive, or maybe you learned something from that lesson. Because I know a lot of people told me that they prior to that they didn't do breath work, or they didn't exactly know what breath work was, because
Mhm.
everyone thinks that we're breathing. I thought I was breathing. I'm like, breath
Yeah.
work? I'm breathing already. Why do I need to take breath work? Look, I'm alive,
Yes.
right? therefore I'm breathing. But
Yes.
it's slow.
So I I remember when I remember, yes, when I was sharing the work, and that was the response. It was like, I don't need to learn. I don't need to breathe. I'm already breathe. Like what is this? What are you trying to sell me? um it's yes, the exercise we did and the exercise that exists, but it's there's a piece of it where there is a learning how to breathe in a way that's more um, that's fuller. And surprisingly, it's a challenge for some. Like, right, if you're doing a lot of holding, if you're breathing only in this area, if you're a chest breather, right?
Mhm.
Um, if you haven't fully practiced extending the diaphragm and really breathing from that place, it can be challenging. um, and a lot of times, sometimes people don't even notice if they're a chest breather or if they're holding in a certain place until they've actually taken a class, and then they're like, oh wait, why is this why is this hard, why is this challenging, so I would say if you haven't done it, come try it.
If
You might like it, you may
if
not,
you exactly
but
if
that's
you
okay.
if you guys haven't breathed yet, if you have, I'm telling y'all, come out here and breathe. No, you have not. You're not breathing. I hate to break the news to you. Y'all need to learn to come out here and learn how to breathe. Pernue, yes, I was thinking the same thing. Pernue, you psychic. You in my mind, I'm in your mind, and we're like twins here. Yes. Yeah, it's important to breathe properly.
Mhm.
Breathing properly could actually help you when you're in a situation that could be uncomfortable for you. So knowing that you have the technique of breath could actually help you. Oh, thank you, Winter. You guys,
Thank
you
you.
yes, 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 yes. I catch myself holding my breath. Ooh, holding
Yeah.
your now. So some people, they tell me they hold their breath unconsciously. They don't know they're doing it, but it could be something like they're at work, they have to get a project done, and they're holding their breath. And I'm like, well, why are you holding your breath? I don't know what's going on. And they have to remember to breathe.
Mhm.
So what is it about holding your breath when you feel like you're under pressure or you're stressed? Like, is that fight or flight mode, or
Yeah.
is that just a natural response?
It's fight or flight. It's habit. Sometimes it's habit that, um it can be that triggering, right? Like the habit, a trigger. So try to go back and remember the first time you've held your breath. Like what was the trigger that had you hold your breath, right? And then, that pressure for those deadlines, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Like, oh,
Peace, Shaka. Peace. How are you? Yes, that all of that pressure. And so when you're in labor, do women hold their breath in labor because you need to breathe, because the breathing helps the baby and it helps the whole transition of the birth. But I'm wondering,
mhm.
I didn't hold my breath. I was probably too busy screaming and moaning and all this other, madness going on. So trying
Yeah.
to breathe,
And
but
then yeah.
probably some women do hold their breath, right?
Well, pain, right? So there's a level of pain that that is experienced. So yeah, and that can make you hold your breath, right? That pain, shock, um, you know, all the
Yes.
feelings that can arise, any
Yes.
trauma that wasn't that didn't have a chance to be released prior to giving birth. Um,
Ooh, okay. Fear. What
yeah.
about fear?
hmm
Uh,
Fear, the setting, like you were speaking to earlier, Ms. Bliss, like depending on the environment in which you're laboring, um, you know, the way you
Mhm.
were treated, the way you're being treated in the moment that you're laboring, the hospital staff, what they're saying to you, how they're saying it,
Yes, yes, yes.
all of those things in that moment, it's all being heard.
Yes, yes. It's interesting you say that because I noticed that a lot of people in the hospitals, it becomes sort of like a factory, a birthing factory where people become who work, they become a little bit robotic,
Hmm.
and they're not as empathic or emotional about or even excited about the a new life coming into this world, like we used to do, hundreds of years ago. We would be at home and we would have the birth of the child at home, around family. The father would be there, the grandparents would be there, the support of the family. And then now we've transitioned that to going into the hospitals. And I noticed, because I was there when my niece was born, I was in the hospital, and I noticed kind of like the nurse just like took her out like she was just a bag, like flipped her, turned around, and it was so fast. And I was shocked because even though I had children, when I was in a table, I'm out of it. I'm not looking at all of that. You're going through all of this, pain and experience, and you hear this, you're in a zone. But this time I was on the outside watching how they were handling my niece, and I was like, oh my, like she just came out. Like I felt like she was just so precious. Like, oh my God, be careful. And they took the thing to take, the
Hmm.
whatever out of her nose, and
Perception. Hmm.
stuck it down her mouth. It was like, and I was like, oh, no, no, no. And I did not know that that whole experience is traumatizing. The slapping on the behind. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, I told my sister, I was like, no, that was her last child, but I was like, moving forward, we gotta get a plan together.
Yeah, I mean, there's a range of experiences that happen that can be had, that are had so yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Absolutely, absolutely.
But
Um,
breathing. Hmm.
the breathing. So the breathing can help you in the experience of birthing. The breathing can help you in the experience of any trauma. The breathing can help you if you're under any psychedelics. The breathing can help you just if you're just trying to do a meditation. That like breathing just
It's
helps you.
life.
Period. Overall, overall, and I noticed you were saying breathe with your belly out and then pushing your belly in. A lot of people don't even realize that when the baby first come out, if you look, the baby's breathing that way.
Yeah.
And somehow over time, we don't breathe that way
Mhm.
anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, we start to breathe through the chest. We start to breathe up here. We hold our breaths up here, and it gets tight and stiff, and yeah, we don't take full deep breaths. We don't use the expansion of the diaphragm, our lungs, like,
Yes,
we
yes. I
forget.
am I am guilty of not taking deep breath. I will admit that. I need to sometimes and when I do take it, like I can feel like all this energy, and I could just, especially like around like the head area, it's like it's just receiving oxygen or something that it just
Yeah.
wasn't receiving. Like it's just breathing is amazing, guys.
Yes. Yes.
Breathing properly is amazing.
Yes.
It's amazing. So yeah, in closing, you guys, at the bottom of the screen, how you can reach Winter is her website, which is inspiredintegrativewellness.com. And you guys, you can reach out to Winter if you want additional information or guidance in breathing exercises as a birthing doula. Also, if you guys work at any companies or organizations, or maybe you have your own company, you might want to consider inviting Winter out. I know a lot of jobs right now, there may be some stressful environments that kind of environment where they're saying now everybody has to go back to the office. No more working from home in your own sanctuary. And you know what happens when you go back to the office? You have all those little energies around you, and the supervisor breathing down your back, and all the projects are due. No more waking up and working in your pajamas, guys. The commute from work to home, on the train, on the bus, in the traffic, in the car, you know, the stress of now you have to pay for your fare, you have to pay for your gas, you have to pay for your tolls if you're commuting back to work. So the financial stress, the stress of, oh, now you have to get a babysitter, or maybe, you know, all the things that, you know, you didn't have to really endure because you were in the luxury of working at home. Now all of that is going to change. The dynamics is going to change. So it's good to have someone like Winter come out. Maybe you could speak to someone in your human resources department or someone in your manager department, and give her an invitation to come out and do some classes with you guys and guide you guys on breath work. I know years ago, one of the places where I worked at, they used to invite people to come over and give us massages and do yoga with us. And at first I was just like, it's a law firm. Why are you bringing these people up here and give? But I didn't realize how stressed out these lawyers were. And it wasn't just for the lawyers, it was the whole staff.
Yeah.
So we all were doing yoga. We all were getting massages. But a lot of work environments, you kind of need this. Like, even if it's just like a 20 or 30-minute session.
Yeah, exactly. All the way, the support from the person at the receptionist desk to, you know, the VP. everyone needs it, you know, everyone.
Absolutely. And even also, you know, if you guys are into having family sessions, I do know people who do you know, little events that is with family. And so maybe you have a few family members who are going through a healing journey or some type of experience where they need a calmer environment, or they need to learn something, then that'll be more like a small private session. Then you can invite Winter out for that also, guys. Like a small group session, you know? Yeah, totally good. So you guys, so we're gonna do you want to say anything in closing, Winter?
I just want to thank you so much for this opportunity to be here with you. I'm so grateful. And thank you to everyone that's tuned in. I hope to be back.
Definitely. So Winter is, I just wanted to remind you guys, let me see if I could find the banner for it. So Winter is part of the program with Diana Pharr. So it's scrolling at the bottom, and it's also Diana Pharr's email. So it's the Restoring the Magic of Your Humanity program. It's been going on for the past couple of weeks, guys. So all of the guests that we have had on for the past couple of weeks were from this program who are participating, where you guys can go in and learn more about a doula, learn more about breathing exercises, learn more about finances, learn more about your creativity, your art. Carolyn, who's also watching, she was there also. She's participating in this program. The sister Oz is also in the program. I mean, it's like so many names. So you guys go back and look at the previous shows. You'll see all of the people who are there, including Diana Pharr, of course, will be there and participating. Wishing everyone well. Thank you so much, Carolyn.
Thank you, Carolyn.
Thank you. So guys, and Queen of Fu is also going to be doing sessions here. I do have a interview coming up with Queen of Fu and Diana Pharr in unison, which will be next month, guys. So you guys, you look forward to that, and you can register for the program. Remember, once you register, you could share it with your family. This is a whole healing journey for the community. So it's, you guys share it with everyone else. If there's anything someone is experiencing, you never know what you might hear, or what you might see, or what you might learn on this journey while you guys are growing and expanding, you know, your conscious mind, your being, you know, your soul. And that's what we're here to do. So the magic of humanity is a journey. It's a healing process. And so Diana Pharr has designed this program for you guys. And these are the people she's brought together to assist you and to guide you on many different endeavors in your life, whatever that may be. So I encourage you guys to participate and show some support. Yes. And I want to say thank you so much for coming on this evening, Winter. I am very grateful. I appreciate you. And you are definitely coming back, because I know everybody's going to forget how to breathe. They're going to be like, oh, forget it. You know, maybe we can do another breathing exercise, guys. Let me know if you would like that. We could definitely do another breathing exercise with you guys, and you know, maybe recommend something to help keep everybody calm, because I know a lot of people are going through a lot of stress and tension right now in politics also. If anyone's into politics, I know a lot of people are stressed out, so you want to remain calm so that you can think things through and work with your heart space. So, you know, don't allow these things to pull you into this energy. You know, you have to,
Absolutely.
and that's what's going on. So definitely remember to breathe, guys. Thank you so much,
Thank
Winter.
you.
All right, guys. Good night. Mwah. I love you guys, and I will see you on the next show.